If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bytes podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bytes. I'm Ben and this is Syya. And guess what? Everybody sit down. Everybody take a break. This is our 3-year anniversary.
Woo, woo,
3 years ago, Syya tapped me on the shoulder and said, "What do you think?" And I went,
Wait a second.
see. I've just come off of a 5.5 year podcast. I know you have a thought process. I'll let you have it in a second. I had just come off a 5.5 year podcast. I was totally and absolutely burnt out. Taking that podcast as far as I could. It was successful. It was great. More than 500,000 views. But I was done with it. And I'm like, okay, let's do 10 episodes. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's do another 20 episodes. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's the end of the year. Yeah, okay, let's do another 6 months and see where it goes. And here we are. We're 3 years into this show.
Ew, my cheeks
Every
hurting.
Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, Syya and I, we grab a topic and we gnaw on it for 15 minutes. It's not magic, everybody, but you know what? It seems to work. We have had some incredible topics that we've gone through. We've had some amazing people chime in on the chat week in, week out, and we've built this amazing loyal audience that are hysterical. Seriously, it's almost as fun to read the online comments as it is to listen to us. And, it's allowed us to dive into a variety of different topics. And sometimes we disagree. Mostly we agree. But you know what? It's allowed us to give different thoughts and sit there and go, hey, what do you think about? And I love this format, and I love doing this with you. Syya, let's gnaw on this.
I distinctly remember you coming to me, young man. We got introduced. And we were just
Yes.
chatting it up, and you said, "You know
Yes.
what? We're having a really good conversation.
Okay.
It would be a great podcast." And then I did what Syya does. Dude, that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a lot of fun. So you actually posed it first because you said
Okay.
we are having good
I'll take
thing.
the blame. I'll take the blame for it.
But
I was trying to give you full kudos.
screw that. You were the
So it's
one
my
that
fault.
planted the seed, young man, and then made me go Tasmanian devil. Drrrp. Oh, this will be so much fun. And you know what else we could do? We could do this, and we could do that, we could do this other thing. But I will say though, you were 100% accurate. We'll do let's do it for like 3 months. And see how we feel. You know what? Why don't we just finish off the year because we're almost done for the year. Oh, okay. And then you know what? At least wish everyone a happy January.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, you know what? Why don't we just do it till June? I mean, you literally described it correctly, like the way we did it. We're like, you know
That's
what?
right.
And before you knew it, it was like a lot of you know what. And then finally, yeah, it was really interesting. It was really I will say you are the easiest podcast to produce, working with you because we are so damn good at what we do. There's like little to no editing that ever needs to get done, but it's just so enjoyable. So I have to say, as far as like bantering, I love bantering with you. And by the way, I
Oh, it's
actually got
fun.
told, I have been told by several people, which at one point I was kind of like, ouch, you hurt me on my other productions. But they're like, no, Non, this is your best one. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And they're like, yeah, because of
So
Ben. And I'm
nice.
like, thank you. Thanks,
Well, I think,
guys.
it's all about the pontification. We have a lot of fun together,
Yeah.
looking at things and saying, hey, wait a second here. You see things a little differently than I do. It's not that we disagree, but you take it from a different angle.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's really cool. I think what's really cool is that we built up that level of trust going back to a couple episodes ago where we can talk to each other and we can
Mm.
have this friendly banter online, and we know it's going to be about 15 minutes, and we know it's going to be on one subject, and it's, a lot of the times it's totally and absolutely okay, we're going to talk about this, okay, go. And and there isn't a lot of preparation to it, there isn't a lot of questions back and forth. We don't have a list of topics sitting there on the right hand side of our screen that we're going to sit there and say, okay, we'll talk about this, and we'll talk about this, and we'll talk about this. It's listening to each other. It's bantering off each other. It's sitting there going, okay, let's navigate this. And does it always go the way that we think it's going to go? No, but that's half the fun of it. Half the fun of it is at the end of 15 minutes, our audience, whether they're team live or they're team replay, has one thing that they can chew on and sit there going, okay, I can incorporate that into my life. I can use that in my day. I can use this when I'm leading a team. I can use this when I'm thinking about this, or when I'm in this sticky situation. And, I can tell you the number of times I've gotten people that have just LinkedIn me or emailed me or text me or whatever, say, hey, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for the
Yes.
insights. Thanks for the ideas. And it's not to blow smoke up to either one of our kazoo. It really isn't.
It's okay. We
It's
should every
just,
now and then, though. I
but
mean, we
it's
earned it, damn it.
fun.
3 years.
Okay, but it's fun. It's
It
fun to
is.
sit there and say, you know what? I've helped people for the last 3 years. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have listened to this. I have no idea what the actual number is, because I don't think, see it, either C or I really look at the statistics because we don't care. But I think that what we have done is we build up this repertoire, this cadence, this library of episodes that people can go back and sit there and go, okay, maybe they've talked about the same thing, but they've talked about it in seven different ways.
That's what I was just about to say is in our own interpersonal communications with one another, it is looking at something from a different lens.
Yes,
And it could be a very myopic, or it could be a very whatever, it could be a pink lens. It doesn't matter. But when we revisit topics from a completely different angle altogether, that's what
exactly.
makes it a lot of fun, because it's almost like, and I think when we were brainstorming, like, oh, how would this look? What are you thinking? I was like, Ben, it's like shower thoughts. You have in the
Yes.
shower, and it lasts for like 10, 15 minutes, however long your shower is. And then you're on to the next thing, right? And like, how many genius ideas do you come up with when you're, in your shower thoughts? And that's kind of
Yeah.
where I think why this show has worked for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's literally shower thoughts. Usually it's something bothering in your head while you're
Exactly.
relaxing, and you're like, oh, I was just thinking about, and then all of a sudden the epiphanies come, right? Um, that's why I think this works, because I think you and I talk about topics that our guests are like, what the hell? Where'd you pull that out of? But it's a good one.
But it's
It's
a
a
good one.
good
I
one.
like that, but where
But you
did that
pulled it
come
out of
from?
where? Like, when's the
Yeah.
last time you talked about that? Like, I think there was an episode that we talked about when I'm like, we're all parts of like the GoBots, like the Transformers, right? Like, and like, who thinks like that? Like,
And
we
you see the
do.
whole generation of people searching for what is the GoBot, for God's sakes?
Google, or sorry, no, you know what? Oh, we don't. We should. That's a new topic I was going to ask you about. Is like Google is becoming out. Like the definition is no one
Outmoded,
carrying it anymore.
outdated. You don't Google things anymore. You go into
Yeah.
ChatGPT and you search it.
Yep.
But that's a different story altogether. But what I find would be really curious is if somebody who had the technical skills, because I don't, was able to do an AI search on every single one of our episodes, be able to bring them down into 10 or 15 different categories, and be able to have them as in a searchable database, to be able to sit there and say, okay, I'm looking for topics on leadership. I'm looking for topics on this. I'm looking for topics on, and be able to say, okay, here's the 8 topics that Ben and Sia did. And if anybody in our audience wants to raise their hand and take this on, I would love somebody who's got that kind of chops to be able to come up with that in an agentic manner. That would just be awesome.
It can be done. I don't want to do
Of
it,
course it
but it
can.
would
I don't want to
definitely,
do
but it
it.
would absolutely help for our the YouTube channel that I don't cultivate. Yeah, by the way, it's been 3 years and we haven't really pushed it, you guys. But can you guys please hit that like and subscribe button? Like,
Absolutely.
I get it. Like, and I feel bad. I'm not giving the same love, Ben, that I give to like clients because I'm focused on them. It's like the shoemaker's kids
Shoemaker's son. Yes,
has
exactly.
no shoes, and unfortunately, you're a victim of that because we don't promote Gnaw on this like we should, you know, that we should. But it would be very helpful, you guys that are watching us on Team Replay for LinkedIn, follow us on LinkedIn. And if you're feeling ambitious because you can't watch us later and you want to be able to like see all the episodes in one location, that's what YouTube is for. We are in podcast format, you guys. So you can absolutely just follow, like, subscribe. And the big one, if should you feel very giving of your time, is comment. Can I just tell
Yes.
you, I I um I laugh at our YouTube shorts that we put out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh there was one episode where I was definitely I was on a natural high. I was definitely feeling I had a lot of caffeine that day or the ADD was on a high.
Yeah.
But someone had commented, Ben, is she drunk? Oh, and I couldn't. I mean, at first I saw them like, I'm not going to reply. I'm not going to deign ourselves to do it. And then one day I was like, it's been like a month. I'm like, screw it. So I replied back, no. But yeah, so we do like the feedback, and
And
it
I
is what
would
it is. The
love and
guy
I
thought
would
I was
love to see
energetic.
yeah, sorry. I would love to see comments on what are the episodes you'd like us to on. As you guys in the audience, this show is for you guys. We're not just doing this to hear ourselves speak. Both of us are on enough podcasts that this is for you guys. This is for the audience. This is to make your lives better. Put in the comments the type of episodes you guys would like to hear, and we'll just add it to the list. I mean, I've got a running list of about 15 or 20 different topics at any given time. And I would love to be able to add the things that you sit there going, huh, I'd like to hear them talk about this. I'd like to have them talk about this, and give us an explanation and say what direction were you looking to go with this, or what were you thinking when you came up with this topic. So that way we can give you a shout out. We can give you the high five that you deserve. We can utilize your conversation and make something that our audience truly and absolutely wants to know on. I think that would be cool.
That would be really hella cool. And in fact, it'd be, guys, go ahead and do it. Challenge us with more controversial. Like, I'm too
Absolutely.
afraid to ask this. Like, I think it would be a nice way for us to banter a topic that might be bothering you, and it's still hidden for you, and we get to answer it in that way. It doesn't make
No
anyone look
religion,
bad.
no politics.
No
No
religion, no
religion, no.
politics, of course. We never have, but
Yeah,
business related, right? Like,
absolutely.
yeah, no. Ooh, man, alive, 3 years already.
3 years.
Time flies when
I
you're having
know.
fun.
I had a full head of hair when we started this.
Me too. Me too. Me too, Ben.
But yeah, I am so appreciative of our audience. I am so appreciative of the fact that there are people, and there's way too many to mention because I'm going to forget somebody's name, and somebody's going to say you didn't mention me. There's way too many people to mention name, but there's people that show up every single week, and there's
Yes.
people that comment every single week, and I appreciate it. And sometimes it's just saying hi to each other, and the camaraderie amongst the people that show up in the back and forth, the people that go get involved in the chat. That's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
It's make it whatever you want to make it, and that's the fun part about this. Our idea is we want to give you something to gnaw on, but the show has got to be something that you want to come back to. And if that means spending a little time, giving each other a little back and forth, hey, we're cool with that.
Yeah, 100%. Here's the fun part about knowing this. It's meant to be lighthearted,
Yes,
right? But it's meant to be thought provoking. And I think
absolutely.
that's what we're hungry for. I
Yeah,
think that's what we miss is a little bit of that banter, playfully. I think you're in my you and I have that vibe of like making it more playful, but there are times when there are very some serious business conversations that need to be had, right? Like,
absolutely.
and they're not pleasant, like, when we're talking about, I think we talked about it way back when, was like, ageism, for
Hmm.
example, right? Like that's a very real topic, and but it's kind of funny at the same time because everyone knows Gen X is the best, so I don't know why we're debating it. Like,
Yeah,
what
there's
else?
no debate.
But
There's no
people seem
debate.
to like, I don't know. Gen X is the best. Just telling everyone.
Anyway, we just want to take our time on this to say thank you. Keep showing up. Keep giving us your ideas. Keep commenting in the comments. Keep sending us, DMs. Whatever it is, we love it all. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. I'm Ben,
And I'm Sia.
and we will see you soon.
Hey, hey, hey! Thanks for listening to another episode of Not On This Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. If you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at IamBenBaker.com or me at BrilliantBeanMedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. See you next week for another episode of Not On This Business Bites.